All right, lost in a big 106-0 beatdown that Inglewood handed to Morningside in Southern California last weekend. It was a 13 touchdowns thrown by a legitimate prospect and Justyn Martin, who's committed to UCLA. Yes, I know the coaching staff's been demonized. I know the kid himself has been demonized, and I know the entire school of Inglewood has been demonized. However, Justyn Martin's a good kid who's a legitimate prospect with great skills. So I thought this would be a great time to do a top recruit breakdown on one of the top quarterback recruits for the class of 2022. So let's take a look at Justyn Martin out of Inglewood High School. All right, well, right off the bat, what do coaches love? They love to see that big arm on a quarterback, and we're going to get that right here with this launch by Justyn Martin. Drops it right in a guy's breadbasket. So right off the rip, we're seeing a guy with a live arm. What you're also going to like is that on top of having a live arm, he's accurate as well. One of the big things that stood out to me on the film was the accuracy. Here's another nice touch on a deep ball. And I say that because this guy's got a bunch of separation. I've seen quarterbacks overthrow a ball like that. Kudos to him for realizing the guy's got big separation, and I just need to drop the ball in there. Here's another accurate throw on a timing piece. He can throw the slant, he can throw the curl, he can throw the out route, and he can throw the deep ball. Again, nice touch, big separation, stuff you kind of see in high school with receivers versus DBs in a lot of games. But I like to see it here. Excellent back shoulder throw there. That's where you want to put a back shoulder. Makes it very difficult for the defender to make a play on the ball. So you got to love the placement there on that. And that's one of the big things that's overlooked is just the accuracy of a quarterback. There's another good throw right here. You're going to see some slant throws coming up. But so we get the live arm. Here's him under pressure with a guy right in his face, dropping the ball right over the receiver's shoulder. You love to see that kind of stuff. But you'll also see some throws, too, where he's got to move around in the pocket and make a throw. And sometimes when you got a guy with a live arm, everything's a fastball. You don't get that here with Justyn Martin. He knows when to put some heat on the ball. He knows when to drop a ball in, and that's something that you love. The other thing that I noticed, too, and this is where he's made probably his biggest improvements from what I saw the last time that I looked at him, was his ability to process and get the ball out. He's making quick decisions with the football in most cases when he has a guy open. He'll go through the reads, make the throws, he'll do the play fakes, come right off the play fakes and throw the ball. RPOs are a big part of the college football game now. That's more than likely what he'll be doing in a Chip Kelly offense at UCLA. So you like to see that. There's another nice throw there to the sideline. So we get a live arm, we get ball placement, we got the accuracy, we get the quick processing, and then he's enough athletically. He's not a twitchy athlete. Now, on his build, he's going to remind you of a Vince Young. If you had the pleasure of watching him play high school or college football, he has that kind of build, but he doesn't quite have Vince Young's athletic ability. That's an awesome throw on a slant. Now, to the untrained eye, that looks like it was off and he threw it behind a guy. That was intentional. It seems to me you could put it on a guy's back shoulder, based on where the defender is, so that you allow him to spin out and get a big play out of it. But getting back to his athleticism, not quite Vince Young in that department. However, where he's better than a Vince Young coming out of high school and maybe the early years at Texas is that he's better in the throwing department. Perhaps the same amount of strength arm-wise, but better accuracy and a little better processing. So this is a better throwing Vince Young, maybe not as athletic. Vince Young will cut you up and, zigzag all over the field for 80 yards. Michigan knows that. USC knows that. But he brings enough in the athletic department to complement what he's able to do throwing-wise. There's a couple of more throws right here, again with a guy in his face, making an accurate throw, putting it on a guy. So he has all the goods, guys. In terms of what he's been able to do in production-wise, like the 13 touchdowns that he threw against Morningside, is he's working with a really good wide receiver crew. The coach that he's playing for is known for bringing in talent. He'll get the transfers. He's doing that at Inglewood. He's done that in places that he's been in the past. And he's also playing in a division in a league in Southern California, the City League, that's really not all that competitive. It's not what it used to be back in the days. So he's kind of having his way with these defenses. However, when you cut the film on, you do see all the traits that you like to see in a future leader of a Power 5 program. So, you're just happy to see these things, and UCLA is definitely getting a good one. Not sure why USC wasn't as hot on his trail, but we're not here for that. 16 offers, USC included, but just don't think they were really recruiting him all that hard. Offers from Ole Miss and Cal and Oregon. Would have been interesting to see what he would do in an Oregon offense. However, I think this guy's not as much of a runner as he is a passer. So, in Chip Kelly's offense, the quarterback does run with the ball quite a bit. I don't know that he'll be used that way. He's, not quite as athletic as, UCLA's current quarterback, Dorian Thompson-Robinson. However, like I said, he brings a lot to the passing game, and so he may be used more in that kind of way. Used more in a pro type of way. What you saw Chip Kelly do with the Philadelphia Eagles with his quarterbacks there, I think is more of what you will see out of this kid. Of course, gets in the weight room, develops physically. When he gets there, who knows? May become more twitchy. Not typical, but, you may see him being able to run more, deciding to do that. But he is right now an accomplished passer who still has room for improvement, so you got to be excited about that. I believe he's the 26th ranked prospect in California, 16th ranked quarterback in the country. So he's up there, guys. He's not just some guy that piled up stats looking for an offer against a helpless Morningside team this past weekend. It's not that. This kid's an already accomplished passer, recruit, who has been on the scene. So it wasn't that type of deal. I just wanted to make sure that people knew that and also highlight him because he is a strong prospect. 6'4", 210 pounds with a live arm, accuracy, and all that. I think he'll be a good pickup for UCLA, and I'm looking forward to seeing him at the next level. Hey, guys, go ahead and comment on what you think about the video and the breakdown, and also what you think about, go ahead and throw your comments in there about the 106-0 victory. People that are going after Inglewood, is that too much? Are we being soft about this, or, is it right to kind of take the coaches and the school to task for running up the score 106-0? All right, so once again, he's a legit prospect. A lot of times when you see a game like this where a kid rushed for 400, 500 yards or, threw for 13 touchdowns, a lot of times it's a prospect that's probably a really good high school player that may not play college football. That's not the case here, so happy to break this down. Go ahead and drop your comments down below. What do you think of this prospect? What do you think of the breakdown? You can also drop your comments, too, about the 106-0 beatdown. All of the backlash that Inglewood is facing. What do you guys think? Is that just us as a society being soft, or, do they need to be some things in place to where you don't have a lopsided score like this? There's that thought process out there where, if you don't want a team to put up 100+ points on you, then you know what? Be better. Do something about it. There's this other thought process like, when you get up like that and there's a running clock, let's empty the bench. Let's not have the starting quarterback in there. So, which side do you fall on? Too soft, or hey, you know what? It's a competition. And you know what? Crush them. Where do you guys stop on that? Go ahead and drop your comment on that below. And, of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Feel free to share this as well. Give it a like. We got a lot of things to do here. But anyway, thank you guys for joining me. And look forward to seeing you again on the channel. Top Recruit Breakdown. GridironStuds.